Good morning and welcome to the 10 at 10. I'm Amy Johnson. Here's what's happening on this Monday, July 21st. We're getting right to some breaking news right now. LA Mayor Karen Bass wanting the federal government to recall the remaining 2,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines that are still in LA. We want to listen in now to her call for action.
Welcome you to Los Angeles Mission College and share with you that as an immigrant and a first to lead our district with that experience, I understand firsthand the struggles that so many in our communities are facing, especially those who come to this country in the search of safety, opportunity, and a better life. At LACCD, we stand with our immigrant students and families. We reject fear-based tactics and any actions that threatens to undermine the trust and safety of our communities. That's why I'm honored to stand with Mayor Karen Bass and Senator Menjivar, leaders who have never wavered in their commitment to equity, justice, and human dignity. They have raised their voice against unjustified deployment of troops in our neighborhoods, and they continue to fight for all Angelenos, including those who are too often left without a voice. They remind us what it means to lead with courage and compassion. Please join me in welcoming the Mayor of the City of Los Angeles, Mayor Karen Bass.
Thank you very much. And also we want to congratulate our new chancellor of the Community College District. Good morning, everyone. I think that this is such an important morning because I often say to people in Los Angeles, we're not a city that interacts with the military on a daily basis like a lot of cities around the country. And I think it is just so critically important that we understand what it means when we have men and women who do not have a choice when they are deployed where they go to, what it means to have them deployed in this manner. And it's such an honor that I stand before you today with incredible men and women who have devoted their lives to fighting on behalf of our country and who all feel appalled at the misuse of our troops right now, the militarization that has taken place of the National Guard, the inappropriate deployment of the Marines to our city streets, neither of whom are trained and ready to do urban, whether you are doing crowd control or dealing with conflicts on a domestic basis. That is not what our Marines do. They are not authorized to make arrests. They are not doing the work of our local and state law enforcement. They're not trained to do that, and they were never needed to do that. There were recent articles that talked about hundreds of soldiers who were basically looking at video games and doing nothing, again, because they were not needed. I am glad that 2,000 of the National Guard were sent back home. But I think that we need to be sensitive to the fact that these men and women, especially in the National Guard, are part-time. They had to leave their families, they had to leave their employment, they had to leave their education. That's not what they signed up for. We need the National Guard to assist us and prepare for fire season, not for an inappropriate deployment where they are just guarding a building that is not under attack. But the administration, we know, has retreated on some of the forces. But we need all of the troops to return home and to not be here, to not be used as political stunts, to not be used to intimidate Angelenos, to not be used as pawns. But we want to end this deployment now, and that's what we're here to say and share with you. But in the speakers that come next have real stories that illustrate why this is so inappropriate and the consequences of it. Now, let me talk about what we should be doing in reference to our troops. When they end their deployments, when they end their service, you know that we have hundreds, if not thousands, of veterans who are homeless on our streets. We had 3,000 unused housing vouchers because the policy nationally had been, up until recently, that if you were a veteran and you took veterans benefits like your disability benefits, we counted it as your income, and then we said you made too much money, and we would rather keep a voucher doing absolutely nothing, not housing somebody. It took a year. We changed that policy, so now we can end veteran homelessness. And down from 3,000, we now are down to about 1,400 vouchers. So we are housing veterans. That's what we need to do. We need to take care of the troops so they don't have to rely on public assistance while they are serving, especially military families. And once they leave the service, we need to honor that service and not accept any veteran ever to be sleeping on our streets. So with that, let me introduce someone who I'm particularly proud to call a colleague in public service, and that is our
And you've been
state
listening
Senator
to a news
Carol
conference from
Minchbaum,
Mayor
who is
Bass
a
talk
proud
about the National Guard troops and the Marines that are here in LA, saying that 2,000 have already been removed. She wants the removal of all of the troops, saying that this was a political stunt, that they were never needed, and that the focus should really be on our homeless veterans. Of course, we will stay on top of this news conference. We will bring you the latest a little later this morning.